Lasa Supergenerics Limited Q1FY22 Earnings Conference Call. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the call, please signal an operator by pressing star then 0 on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Dr. Omkar Herlekar, Chairman and Managing Director, Lasa Supergenerics. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Good morning, everyone. On the behalf of Lasa Supergenerics Limited, I extend a very warm welcome to everyone present on this conference call today to discuss Lasa's financial performance for the quarter ended June 30, 2021. We have issued a detailed financials. Hopefully, all of you had a chance to review it. At the outset, I hope that most of you must be vaccinated by now, and if not, I urge to get it as soon as possible. Like always, I will begin by giving a brief overview about Lasa, followed by a review of the company's financial performance. Company's overview: Lasa Supergenerics is a leading manufacturer of healthcare, is a leading healthcare company engaged in the manufacturing of veterinary and human APIs as well as animal feed ingredients. We have multiple state-of-the-art WHO GMP certified manufacturing units located in Maharashtra, having a total manufacturing capacity of 5,300 metric tons per annum. Further, our manufacturing operations have a significant backward integration linkages, which enables us to effectively cover all the aspects right from discovery to delivery. The USP of our company lies in our expertise in the catalyst chemistry and our patented intellectual property rights. We leverage our expertise in catalyst chemistry to make the API manufacturing process more efficient by utilizing suitable catalysts. After establishing a suitable catalyst and the manufacturing process for a specific product, we apply for patenting the process. At present, Lasa owns multiple proprietary catalyst patents for its key API products. Patenting our unique production process prevents competition from using the same process, thereby providing Lasa with a significant competitive edge and positioning it as a preferred supplier among the basket of customers. Lasa boasts of a product strong portfolio consisting of diverse mix of various products across the animal and the human API chain. On the customer profile front, our product is catered to over 400 customers across the animal and human healthcare value chain, including multinational pharma companies, poultry and dairy industry, and small domestic formulators and traders. Coming on the update of natural calamity in our factory. There was a flood caused by heavy monsoon rainfall in the western India state of Maharashtra, in which Ratnagiri and Raigad, the coastal districts in the state of Konkan region, were worst hit. Water also lashed out in all our factories situated in Konkan, and also fire took place in our factory premises situated in Mahad in the midnight of July 23 this year. The fire was so huge, but we shall remain ever grateful to God that no casualty was reported in any of our factories. Since loss of human is something which we cannot rebuild, others can be achieved back sooner or later. In units situated in Chiplun, the loss was not much. However, fire caused substantial loss in the Mahad unit. But good part is that our manufacturing plant, along with all the reactors and equipments, were completely saved with the efforts of the team and the local residents over there. Unfortunately, due to ongoing litigation with New India Assurance Company with respect to the payment of our pending claim in 2019, we were not covered under the insurance of the date of incidents. We have assessed the actual loss, which may be up to the extent of rupees 11 crore of current assets and approximately 6 crores of fixed assets. Even though the loss is substantial, but there is nothing to panic about it. It's our team working tirelessly to overcome this. I assure you that we should be back on almost the same numbers within the quarter. It is just we need to have your patience and support, which is our strength. Now, a crisp update on the scheme of arrangement for acquisition of Harishri Aromatics and Chemicals Private Limited. Company have already received an in-principle approval from SEBI, and also the scheme is approved by our dear shareholders of the company in the court-convened meeting held in the month of June 21. We have already submitted all the relevant documentaries with Honorable NCLT and await further hearings in the same matter. Update on the launch of 2 blockbuster products. We have prolonged the launch of our 2 products for at least a quarter. Oxyclosanide was just launched and the production was about to commence from this month. However, we had to shift our production of our existing products in Mahad in the newly dedicated facilities to sustain the sale of the existing products. Now coming on to our financial performance. During Q1 in FY22, many external factors like low demand, prolonged lockdowns, government dedicated focus on vaccinations, overall decrease in consumption of milk and milk products due to economical hit in the middle class population, as well as delay in deworming drives, which usually happens in schools during this particular season, led to a temporary decline in our top line. Situation is much improved now. Besides this, the temporary recovery from the natural calamity, no other factors look disturbing for the growth of the company. And I repeat, we are very confident to overcome this within a quarter. Coming on the numbers of FY22, revenue from operations for the first quarter stood at 36.07 crore. The company reported a EBITDA of rupees 4.63 crore. The company's EBITDA margin stood at 12.83%. The company reported a PAT of 0.81 crore, that is a PAT margin of 2.23%. Earning per share for the quarter ended Q1 22 stood at 0.2. Outlook. Going forward, we should definitely deliver improved top line. We are already determined for all the success, but all of a sudden, the entire Maharashtra suffered from this natural calamity, which is beyond anybody's control. However, someone rightly said, one chapter doesn't define your entire life. We should grow rapidly with a consistent growth. Thank you for your kind attention. I would request the operator to open the floor for the question and answer session now.
Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on your touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking questions. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. To ask questions, please press star and 1. The first question is from the line of Abhijit Kavlekar, who's an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Hello, sir. Good morning.
Hello,
yeah. Thank you for having this con call. My
Thank you.
question is, actually, this was very unfortunate of loss and fire that happened. But going further, what we have planned so that we won't have these 2 issues. First is having insurance, because I know that there was a litigation going on, and that I can see on Bombay that High Court that is there. So what we'll be doing in the future about that. And next thing, as I can I read everywhere, like this situation of flood is going to be get worsened in coming years. Maybe it may happen next year, maybe after 2 years. So what we will be planning, because as we can see, the factory is nearby to the Savitri River. So what we will plan for the future? That is 2 concerns.
Right. Yeah. Now the thing is that the factory, not only the factory, but the entire MIDC is in the low-lying area. Entire MIDC. And it was not only us, but a couple of few other, maybe half a dozen of industries were inflicted with fire and explosions. As you know, I did not name those companies as such. But overall, Mahad industrial area took a worse hit. In fact, there were a lot of casualties in other companies. Fortunately, we got saved out of the casualty. There was no single reported casualty during the incident. So as far as the geographic situation of Mahad industrial area is concerned, we really can't do anything much about it. The only thing we can assure is that see, because here our MAD unit was really a state-of-the-art unit with all the safety protocols, all the fire measures, all the explosive measures were taken into consideration, and a regular safety audit from a third party we used to conduct to ensure that we are 100% safe. But as you know, as I can say, accident is accident, and this was a huge natural disaster. Huge means massive. The water level was to the level of the second floor, so you can just imagine. And what happened, you must be knowing, there are some of the chemicals which when get in contact with water, they immediately catch fire. So as the water level started increasing, we immediately started shifting of the dangerous goods from the first ground floor. Usually the store is on the ground floor, from ground floor to the first floor. But unfortunately, the water surpassed the first floor also, and then we were really able to do nothing. And as a consequence, this happened. In a long-term measure, one can have a fair guess that, these products can be shifted onto Chiploon industrial area, because Chiploon industrial area is way too at a higher level from the sea altitude. So usually whenever any big flood or anything comes, the Chiploon area is not hit much as compared to the Mahad industrial area. So maybe gradually we have to take a pragmatic call, seeing such kind of incidences, if such kind of incidences are repeatedly happening, because in 2018 also there was a full flood. In this year also the same kind of flood we had to experience. So this is the answer for that. We have to slowly, phase-wise, shift the dependency of the MAD unit onto Chiploon unit, and then we have a huge land bank in Chiploon, like 42 acres of free land is available with the company. So shifting the production activities over there is not a big deal. A little of capex will be required, but that can be done through the internal accruals, and slowly it can be done. It need not be done in overnight way. So this is one of the major we may think about going in future. Nothing certain. Let us take a pragmatic call over this. Okay. So this was your first question, rather the second question which I answered first, and the first question was like regarding the insurance of the uninsured part of the company. Okay. So as you know, the ongoing litigation with the insurance company for payment of almost 13 crores of this thing in FY18 or 19. So that is pending from the company. And see what happens if a particular company denies the insurance policy, particularly for petrochemicals. I'm repeating, particularly for petrochemicals, which are very much susceptible to fire hazard, or typically prone to fire hazard. So such kind of insurance policies which cover the petrochemical damage due to fire, only few insurance companies are underwriting such kind of claims. Like New India is one amongst them. Then there is a second company, government company only, United Insurance, and there is one more, I don't remember the name. So the two or three people are only there in the market to underwrite this claim. Yet we are under negotiations with them for how to cover the fire liability hereafter. Rest other liabilities, everything is covered, like director's liability and third party liability, pollution liability, product liability, everything is covered. We don't have any issues with other insurance policies. Only this particular fire policy was pending because there was a subjudized situation over here. I hope so you understand this. So yet we are into negotiations with them so that we can get a policy, even though not from the existing insurer, but at least from some other agency. Unfortunately, private guys are not much into petrochemicals. So like private companies who underwrite other policies, they don't underwrite fire policy for petrochemicals. So that is one of the big deal. Yet we will come back to you once we are in negotiations with them. Once we get some concrete feedback and some guaranteed answer from them, we will revert you over this.
Okay. And
Hello.
yeah.
Please.
Yeah. So my last question was regarding the land bank that we have in the future expansion that we will have. Will it be in Mahad or Chiplun? But as you answered, I'm happy that it will be in Chiplun. And
because Chiplun, if you see the geographical aspects, Chiplun is very much high. Not Chiplun, our industrial area is Lote Parshuram. It is not Chiplun. Chiplun is at a low-lying district. It is very much near to the sea level. But Lote Parshuram is pretty much at a higher. It is a hillock only. The entire industrial area is a hillock. So water usually never, even though there is a temporary flooding kind of a situation because of the heavy rainfall, flood or stagnant water doesn't happen over there. Never. So it is a flowing water continuously, and the damages don't, even this time also there was no much of damage in Chiplun, whatever, because of the thunderstorms and the wind, whatever, physical damage to sheds and all, very minor, I will say. I mean, nothing significant as such. So only that much. That is because of the winds particularly, not because of the water.
And sir, just one additional question. Has the production in our, I understand that the...
I understand your question. Production is started.
Okay, production is started.
Production in the Mahad unit is started. We are announcing it very officially. Maybe within by today's day, or our company secretary team is behind it. Just we got a mail today morning, so I would love to share it with you. That production is started in the Mahad unit. As I just mentioned in my con call, the damage to the equipments were minimum. The main damage which happened was to our microbiological laboratory, to the quality control laboratory, to the quality assurance area, and the store area. The main loss was in the store only. The current assets, that is the inventory, work in process, and raw materials, which are stored in the 3-storied building, got this thing. So the fixed assets are not much damaged, sir.
Okay, I'm good. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Anthony Joy, who's an individual investor.
Hi, sir. Sir, just wanted to follow up on the same question. Now, you can you tell me from the customer point of view how have they seen the calamity?
This is a calamity. I mean, nobody can do anything about it. So, in fact, the customers were very much supportive. Most of the customers helped us with finances also for the resurrection of the unit, because since most of the current assets which amounted to inventory were burnt out, the company was into a little of tough cash flow situation, I will say. But our customers were so cooperative, and they gave us advances for starting the production, and even for the raw materials we required. They helped us in a very, very jolly way. So definitely thanks to our customers for that.
Right, sir. My second question is, sir, I noticed that your employee benefit expenses have increased, and similarly your finance cost. Have you not reached a stage of debt-free company? And second thing is, have you hired any specialist people for expansion purpose?
See, the finance cost is not increased, sir. The finance cost with respect to the turnover, the top line which you saw, as a proportion of the top line, the finance cost you might be looking a little bit of increase. But in actual numbers, the finance cost has not increased. I will tell you, ours is a complete debt-free company, but the finance cost which is reflected in the balance sheet is because of certain facilities we avail from the bank, like LC discounting, like a foreign customer issues us a LC. So for that LC, we have to discount that LC. Okay, so to get the money immediately. It is not a loan. Please understand. It is the bank privilege which we are enjoying. So for that, bank is charging us some fees. I hope so you can understand what I'm saying.
Right.
Right.
How about employee expenses, sir. Have you hired
So we have hired 18 number of people, 18 number of people for an entire R&D work. Because as I told you, we are coming up with 2 blockbuster products, and really blockbuster. It was really an unfortunate situation that this happened in Konkan. Otherwise, we would have almost started the production. We had taken veterans of the reactors also for those products. But unfortunately, because of this, it got delayed. So we have hired a team of 18 people for this particular development and commissioning of these 2 products on the plant scale. So their employee expenses have increased to a smaller extent. That's it.
Right, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Before we take the next question, a reminder to participants that you may press star and 1 to join the question queue. The next question is from the line of Ajit Kumar, who's an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Hi, Dr. Omkar.
Hi.
Thanks a lot for running this call. It is very helpful for individual investors like us.
Thank you.
So I have 2 questions. One is regarding this incident. How it is impacting the top line? And when this top line impact would continue?
See, first of all, this incident has nothing to do with the top line impact, because this incident has happened in the first quarter and the flood has not happened in the first quarter. The flood is in the second quarter right now. So in the first quarter, the top line was impacted only because of the ongoing second wave of the pandemic. See, our majority of the income comes from school deworming programs. In the villages and everywhere in the country, there are deworming programs which happen in the monsoon season. Okay, and this particular deworming program demands the deworming APIs which we produce actually. So the deworming campaigns have totally stopped. Secondly, because the schools are not operating, as you know very well. Secondly, very importantly, the demand for milk and milk products like paneer and shrikhand and all this milk products which are prevalently used in the country for different occasions like marriages, anniversaries, etc., birthdays, etc. This took a big hit because of the lockdown, as well as the middle class people who are the majority consumers of this product took a hit because of the weak economical position in the country, because of lot of pandemic driven low economy basically. So because of which the milk product and its corresponding industry which consumes our kind of products took a hit, setback, and it is very evident from the top line of our peers also. Not only that Lasa is posting lower top line, all our peer group companies who are into similar products have also faced the same situation. So this was the situation in the Q1. However, in the Q2, we are seeing really, like in my speech also I said that, from the coming quarters, the top line seems improving. It seems improving. Like the demand has started coming, our sales has started improving. Now only because of this accident, around say 20-25 days we lost, because we had to entirely clean up the facility, and do the regulatory finishings and all whatever are demanded by this thing FDA. We have to complete the procedure, so it took a little of a time. So other than the 25 days, I don't think there is any big hit for the top line. We should be able to maintain it. I don't feel it as a big deal. Also the bottom line also, not only top line. The proportionate decline in the bottom line is also a result of the same only. So bottom line and top line should come back to, rather should surpass, if at all everything goes well, should surpass the last year's Q2's this thing, financial performance. That's it.
Okay, thanks, Omkar. And one more thing, how are you looking at the recent raw material price hikes and also freight shortage? Is it impacting your export?
Raw material was not really increased in our case. if I thoroughly study it, raw material cost has not gone up. It is only because of the lack of demand. It was a pushing strategy this quarter. We were compelled to sell our products. Sometimes because to combat our regular expenses, we have to do sales. No, that is mandatory for us. So for that, we had to undercut some of the prices of our finished products and sell it. So indirectly, it is looking that the raw material price has gone up. It is not like that. The selling price has come down.
Okay, and what about the freight shortage? Is it impacting export, Omkar?
No. Exports are not at all impacted. In fact, we are nicely having a ratio of 50-50, exports and domestic. So we are, we have leveraged it. It is not that we are focused only on domestic or only on exports. Both are almost 50-50. So exports are not impacting. In fact, exports have picked up in this quarter, sir.
Okay. And one last question. What about the dividend announcement? When is
already done? Dividend announcement is already done in the last announcement which was done. So dividend will be given immediately. Mr. Ritesh, can you please comment on the dividend? I am not really aware about the...
in its coming AGM. So it will be, once it is approved by shareholders, then it will be paid within 30 days.
Okay, thanks a lot, Hitesh and Omkar. Thanks for clarifying. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. A reminder to participants that you may press star and 1 to ask questions. The next question is from the line of Vinay Pai, who's an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, Mr. Pai.
Will you be able to sustain the quarterly dividend? I mean, that you had promised us last time, this year, for this current FY?
No, we can promise you a yearly dividend. Quarterly, right now, I cannot promise you because of, it's really a force majeure thing which has to be taken into consideration, because since company will always first see its cash flow. If the cash flow is good, then the dividend is doable, okay? So we will definitely, I can guarantee you that this will be a dividend paying company year on year. Every year a dividend will be given. But interim dividend for the quarter, I really doubt for this particular quarter, because the company was and is into a little cash flow pressure. I'll not say crisis. It's a cash flow pressure because of the loss of the current assets which has happened. And maybe maximum for a quarter this is going to remain. This is not going to be a story for every quarter. In fact, I am very proactive that whatever loss has happened, I will cover up in the coming quarter. Complete loss will be covered up in the single quarter. So I don't want to keep the hangover for the rest of the year of the loss which has happened.
Sir, my specific question is, like, say, for example, if Q2, Q3, Q4 are very good, individually. So will Q2 dividend be announced, Q3 dividend be announced, like that? That is what I'm asking.
No, for Q2 I cannot assure you. For Q3 we may start again. We can discuss on the Q2 Concall.
Okay.
But for Q2, for very certain, for Q2 we won't be able to pay any interim dividend as such, interim dividend specifically, because we have to first look into our own cash flow.
Okay. Next is, how do you foresee the margins going forward, Q2, Q3, Q4 in this year? Because last year the margins were excellent.
Margins will be as per the last year only. Has to be as per the last year. Why shouldn't it be? Margins have to be, unless otherwise there is some extraordinary item like which came in this year. Really, it was an extraordinary item. So we had to take a hit. So margins will be otherwise good.
Okay. Since your the Mahad unit has started, in Q2 specifically, as a percentage of the regular turnover, how much less it will be? Because your Chiploon is down. Only Mahad is working.
No, sir. You are wrong. Chiploon is working. Mahad is down.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, fine.
Achha, fine. Mahad is not down. Mahad was down. And Mahad has also started. From today, the production in Mahad is started. I'm putting up a detailed release of this on this thing on the exchange, along with the photos also of the started plant. So you have to be rest assured about it. Don't worry. Only this 20-25 days have gone, amounting to a top line of around 4.5 crore of top line is lost, but we'll cover it in the next 2 months. Don't worry about it, sir. Our production people are very much enthusiastic to cover this for whatever loss has happened.
Right, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Anthony Joy, who's an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Sir, how is our new molecule plus progesterone doing at the moment? And do we have any multinational clients as our customers, or maybe in future?
We are already associated with lot of multinational clients. As a protocol, I am not able to spell them out because I have to take their permission to take their name on the call. But we have a lot of blue chip MNC companies, very blue chip MNC companies with which we have who are exclusively buying from us, exclusively. Your second question about progesterone. Progesterone was also a product which was produced in Mahad, so it has also taken a temporary hit. So we are not rushing up to start the progesterone activity first, because fenbendazole is our preliminary product. So we have started right now the production of fenbendazole. Progesterone, being a steroid item, requires some more strict discipline as far as FDA documentation and record keeping is concerned. So maybe after the resurrection of microlab and the QL and QC laboratories, when everything is on place, spick and span as per what it was earlier, then we will be able to start progesterone. So anyways, progesterone was not very much of top line generating product in the last year also and this year also. We were a little slow on progesterone. So let us not expect that because of progesterone is not starting, so that the top line will not happen. It is not like that. The top line will definitely be as per whatever last year we saw. I hope so, going ahead. Only the first quarter was a little like turbulent, as I explained you in the earlier question also.
My second question is, are we looking to get into any highly regulated market, any new market where margins could be much better?
No, not at the moment. And we are already into all the markets, maybe regulated or unregulated. Already we are present in the markets, and we are also enjoying a very much better margin business at the moment. At the moment also, we are supplying to Europe, we are supplying to Latin America. Everywhere we are supplying. So it is not that we are not into highly regulated markets. We are supplying to such customers whom really people would fantasize about, So such kind of customers are already there in our basket. And our plants are really very pristine, very good plants. We have auditable plants, which most of the customers are already audited.
Right. Thank you, sir. All the very best.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Madhur Kotare, who's an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Dr. Omkar, a couple of calls ago,
right,
you had mentioned that your order books were full. In fact, you were advising your sales team not to push too much because your entire capacity was in a way booked.
Perfect.
Now suddenly we are expecting, much less demand because of the vaccine push by the government. So
yes,
the question was, if half of your demand is from exports, and the deworming specific thing has gone down, then why so much fall in the sale? Just wanted to understand.
So there is no so much fall in the sale. The earlier sale used to be around 50 to 54 crores was a bracket. And now today I have posted around 36 crores. So it is not so much fall in the sale. The export is intact. The local market, the deworming campaigns, which I still have their orders in hand. Only the thing is that they have deferred the deliveries. The deliveries are being deferred, not the orders. I still maintain this statement that I have a 3/4 of order book in hand right now. 3/4 directly. And really we have, because see, ours is a monopoly product. No? It's really a monopoly product which requires different kind of infrastructure, a kind of, the regulatory consents and all, which we really enjoy. So order book is not a question, only the delivery schedule is a problem, because they are not taking, because the formulations are, the formulator guys, they say that, because of the lockdown and because of the schools not operating, the deworming program is totally halted. And our monsoon, the sale used to come from this deworming activity, always. And pre-monsoon, the formulators used to buy from us the product, so that, the tablets get formulated, and before the monsoon starts, it will be administered to the children.
Okay, thanks. And then one question now. Albendazole is still our largest molecule. A large part of our sales are coming from that. Do you want to keep it that way, or are you looking at staggering it across multiple molecules for various reasons? It's nothing wrong in having concentration in one molecule and being strong in it. Just wanted to understand your thinking on it.
My thinking on albendazole is that we are very strong in albendazole, and we will continue to be strong in albendazole only. Rather, I have put up an additional facility for making albendazole, more quantity albendazole. So my growth in albendazole should also go up. As well as I have also put up some additional backward integration. Like I am putting up a plant for making orthonitroaniline. So ONA plant I am putting up. So I used to buy ONA up till yet, but now we are planning to produce ONA also. Not planning, we are almost completed our pilot trials also in ONA. So albendazole will go on. Plus these two new blockbuster products. One is oxychloroquine, other is a painkiller drug, painkiller and anti-inflammatory drug. So both will start, and then they will defocus on. Sorry to use the word defocus. It will dilute the total dependency of albendazole, which you are seeing as a major product. Maybe 40-45% or 50% of the sale is coming from albendazole. That will get slowly diluted, because these two products are coming. And oxychloroquine is a very big product. It's crazy big product, very big. It's a huge demand. You are demand-driven product it is. So oxychloroquine stands to be our commitment for the coming quarters. And albendazole will go on, sir. It's a very beautiful product. We have crafted it. We have got almost regulatory approvals in all the places for albendazole. We are registered with the MNCs also for albendazole. So it is like that.
Thank you, Dr. Omkar.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you. Participants who wish to ask questions may press star and 1. The next question is from Vinay Pai, who's an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Sir, just now you were speaking about that molecule
oxychloroquine. Oxychloroquine.
Yeah. Who are the competitors in India?
In India, there is a company by the name of Cephalon Drugs. Then there is a company by the name of Adani Pharma. These two companies are making oxychloroquine, but only two people. That's it.
And our capacity is higher than them, or
we'll be starting with a bare minimum capacity of 10 tons a month, and slowly over a period of 1 year or 14 months, we'll be taking it to a level of around 20 tons. That is doubling the capacity. So 10 tons of oxychloroquine comes to around 2.5 crores of material per month. To start with. So on an annual basis, you may consider around 24, 25 crores of top line it will add on to, approximately, for this year.
And what is the usual margin for that?
See, as you know, we only deal with products which are giving around, say, 23-24% of EBITDA levels. With a very unfortunate event in the last quarter which has happened. So, but it shouldn't be, as I said, that it should not be a landmark for the company's progress.
Okay. Yeah. Another thing is, in the last query, you had said that you have to take the permission of the buyer of your products to publish to tell their name, isn't it?
Yes.
So, sir, why don't you take all the permissions of all your customers and give it in the presentation? It will greatly enhance our visibility in the market, in the investing community. If famous people are...
That is a good question, and that is a good suggestion rather. But if I write to the regulatory team to give the consent to publish their names, they have their own apprehensions, and they have their protocols to allow me to do this, because they will not approve like this. They will put it in their board meeting, and if their board approves, then only they will give me the approval. So it is like that. So we can definitely start the process of asking for approvals. But usually, see, many people, they don't care about it. They straightway say, but I usually take such kind of things into my understanding before I talk anything, because it may come as a liability on us if we don't follow that kind of protocol.
Yeah. I mean, at least if it could be started, say 6 months from now or a year from now, if customers
we can very well start. We can.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. That was the last question in queue. On behalf of Lasa Supergenerics Limited, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. You may now disconnect your lines.